What up? It's your boy Scuba Steve.
And I'm the Sodaholic.
And I'm your boy La Chancla.
And my ears just got blasted because I forgot to turn down the volume in my earphones.
Put a banana in your ear.
Comment down below. Have you put a banana in your ear? Well,
Like, ever heard a song called "Put a Banana in Your Ear"? I want to know if I'm the minority on this.
Well, I mean, more or less. But I don't know. Okay, to give in context to all the two listeners out there, before we started this recording, La Chancla was like, "Put a banana in your ear," and we were like, "What the freak was that?" Because like he was singing it like it was normal, like it just came off the radio, right?
Like that's a normal request. Just
yeah. We were just like, "What does that even mean?" He was like, "Y'all never heard of that?" And me and the Sodaholic, obviously, as probably not as cultured as this boy, we were like, "Nah," and it's probably a good thing because knowing myself and knowing the Sodaholic, if you knew that song, you probably would end up somehow in our lifetime putting a banana in your ear because of that song.
Well, now I want to put a banana in my ear, so thank you for that, Pablo.
Speaking of Pablo, he had a hot take today because it's Hot Take Tuesday. Woo!
Woo! My hot take today is, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and I seen a TED Talk on
TED Talk?
YouTube that talked about SpaceX and their plans for like the future, like the coming decade and the coming years to come, what they hope to plan to do. And it was 2 years ago. When I watched it, I thought it was new, but it was posted 2 years ago. It came up as like one of those memory things, like one of those things where it's like if it's a year to the day, it'll give it to you like as a new video. I don't know if YouTube does that for you guys, but it does that for me for whatever reason. And I watched it, and I was thinking, Elon Musk is the best thing to happen to mankind since Albert Einstein.
Wow,
and the reason why I say this is because
it's a huge hot take.
This man has so much ideas, and the difference between someone like Elon Musk and a person that has ideas but doesn't share them is that he puts his ideas to work, and he actively wants change and actually actively works for what he has. And watching the video, like they were talking about how one of the things was low Earth orbit like flight, like commercial flights to like around the world. So like you can get from LA to like London in 30 minutes. And that's insane. That's like not no time at all. Like you could watch like a cartoon or something and be done with the flight, and you'd already be there. They were like they said the longest part of the trip would be the ferry to and from the launch pad is the longest part of the trip, or would be the longest part of the trip, was one of the things they said. It was really crazy. And another plan or idea they had is that if the government allowed them to, they could put a bunch of satellites in low Earth orbit to basically have 5G around the world for free for everyone around the world, because the amount and the coverage that they can I guess put up would be to the point to where like the whole world, anybody in any continent, any country would be able to have internet access and it was like it's really cool. It's really cool stuff, and even though he has crazy ideas, he puts them to work, and I think it's been a long time since we had a person like that alive. And I think the last person that was like that was Albert Einstein, and that's why I bring up the comparison. Like, he is this generation's Albert Einstein. What do you guys think?
I personally really like Elon Musk. He's not because he's like smart and he pushes his team to achieve things that like mankind only dreams of in sci-fi stuff, but like the guy has a sense of humor. That's the thing I love about him. I know I don't want to discredit anything you just said about him because it's all true, but the dude was a guest star on fucking Rick and Morty. He he smoked pot on a Joe Rogan show. I don't like pot.
I watched this.
I don't really condone smoking, but this guy, prominent guy in his company, smoking a doobie, going like, yeah, it's all right, you know, like he's a cool guy. He was watching memes with the Justin Roiland, and they saw a picture of a dead deer, and he laughed. He was like, "Oh, this is fucked up," but he still laughed. Like, he's a human being. That's what I love about him. He's a smart guy who's just a guy, you know, which means realistically, just because you're smart or a CEO doesn't mean you have to be someone less than who yourself is. And that's what I appreciate about him, is that he doesn't really stray away from who he is just because of what he's done. So yeah, if he's the next Albert Einstein, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I don't know much about Elon other than he's from South Africa. He's got a kid with this star named Air Force or something, and yeah, and I mean, I see the memes and I see the headlines. I think one thing that kind of like caught my eye though is that like, I mean, I'm not gonna discredit anything what you guys said, but it is. I mean, I don't know, just when the pandemic was, you know, was like fucking, you know, amongst the pandemic, he was trying to like open up his like one of his warehouses or business or something, and like, you know, it just didn't seem like, not that he didn't care about, probably he didn't, but about just like the work environment amongst the, you know, the pandemic, you know, because it's like kind of unsafe right now to work in close quarters, and you know, you got to think about when you're reopening, you got to think about, well, what's the safest way to go about it, right? But it just, I don't know, at least to me, it didn't seem like he was looking at that way. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about the ideas that he brings. He seems like a smart guy. I mean, he did that space rocket thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's cool, I guess.
I don't think I'll ever like use his services. Like, if that, because I did watch the same video that Pablo was talking about the space rocket thing. I will never. I don't believe I will ever be able to afford to fly to the other side of the world in under 30 minutes. And I don't know why I would, but like I just don't see it in my range of service. But if it does become a reality, I think that's super cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean, yeah. I don't got much to say about Elon Musk.
Pablo, do you think you'll use his services ever?
I think, obviously, like, it's super expensive, or it'll probably be super expensive when it first like when it first comes out. But like, I'd probably do it once to say I did it once. Like, I actually been on a rocket and been to space, you know? That, just to be able to say that is kind of awesome.
That's true. That's true.
But, like, using it on, like, often instead of, like, flying, probably not. It'd be more, like, comfortable than flying because because flights take forever, especially if you're going overseas to different countries. And like even when I lived in Hawaii and I had to go from school to Hawaii for like the break, those flights last like 6-7 hours. It's a really long flight. And to be able to get there in like, well, if like LA to London is 30 minutes, it's like 20 minutes to Hawaii. That would be nothing.
That's really quick though. That's like hella quick.
Yeah.
I mean, if they could
and the
find a
thing
way.
is, like,
Oh, my bad.
The thing is, like, they've been working on the technology to like get their rockets or whatever booster engines back to the ground without having to like make a whole new one. They've been working on that for so long, and to see that it finally is starting to work is really cool. And like I've talked about this before in the first few videos that we did, but like he has really cool ideas on like different ideas, and and like I said earlier, like he's actually trying to incorporate and actually make his ideas reality, which is different than a lot of the people that have ideas but don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And like when it comes like the tunnels under Los Angeles, the solar panel tiles for ceiling tiles, and Tesla, then SpaceX and all that stuff, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that I get to live and see what he gets to work on. It's really cool.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's gonna be achievable in our lifetime. Like, I don't like. He's a smart man and he has a lot of great goals. But I wonder if if I'll ever get to see his like master plan in fruition. You know, because right now they're on the
fruition. Wow, that's a good word.
They did say that they'll be able to travel to Mars within the next decade.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And they did say within the next decade they will have that that service of, or they hope to have that service of flying a rocket to like LA to London.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people could say anything, and I'm not saying that their team isn't working hard on it. Sometimes people say stuff that they just can't live up on. Now, I want them to be true. I want it to be true, but that's what I'm wondering about. Like, are they actual, and does those words have a base of reality? And if so, that would be so freaking cool.
Yeah, I think the only thing really holding him back is like regulations and stuff like that.
Stupid regulations.
Because a lot of these things are like one thing is like he's gonna be competing with the plane industry or like air flight industry and all the other transportation industries. So he has like having the money and being able to work with regulations in order to do something like that is probably gonna be his biggest struggle. Other like technology wise, I think it's 100% possible.
Right. Well, leave a comment down below.
What do y'all think? You guys want to go to Mars?
Y'all ever want to, space? Well, thanks for listening. Tune in next week for another hot take. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We kind of just,
Pablo, you should add on your bucket list of life to eat a Mars bar on Mars. That should be your next goal.
Well, like, the Mars bar is made out of Mars rocks. Somehow they made it edible,
I'll make Soda put the link to the description or link to that video in the description.
You won't make me do shit.
Leave a comment down below. Do you want to go to Mars? Eat a Mars bars on Mars.
Leave a comment down below. How many times are we gonna say leave a comment down below?
Leave a comment down below. Let's end this.
Banana
Let's end this, please.